Hey guys, today I'll be reviewing Darren Aronofsky's Black Swan. Now, let me begin this review by telling you that psychological thriller films is one of my favorite genres, and I was curious to see how this film compares and holds up to one of my favorite movies this year, which was Shutter Island. And to add on top of that, Darren Aronofsky is one of my favorite directors, despite the fact that his films tend to be quite depressing, and takes a lot of energy to watch, and it's not a repeat viewer. And while it is a fantastic and engaging film, Black Swan is no exception. One of the first things I noticed about this film is the unsettling and, most of the part, insane cinematography. While some shots are steady, some other shots frantically attempt to follow the actors, and while the shaking camera technique can get tiresome for some viewers, it made for some really tense moments, and I found it to be very similar to the cinematography in The Wrestler. The cinematography is also used as a tool to trick and confuse the viewers, and this is signified strongly by the repeated use of mirrors and lighting. And lighting is mainly used to not be able to tell whether the character you see on screen is Natalie Portman or Mila Kunis's character. Similarly, there are many instances where the viewer finds themselves seeing images that last a brief moment and goes away really quickly, which constantly make the viewer think, did I just see something or am I imagining that? Another key feature of the cinematography is the fact that they make seemingly normal activities seem really unnatural or violent. The narrative is a very involving and personal story that will definitely envelop the viewer, and this is complemented by the fantastic performances by each actor. The best performances were given by Natalie Portman and Vincent Cassel, who played her dance instructor, and I'm hoping to see some recognition for their work in this film. The thing that I noticed about the story is that nobody in the film seems to be acting quite normal, and especially Natalie Portman's character, and that makes the entirety of the film very unsettling and very nervous. And this tone creeps into every single scene, including the sex scenes. And another thing I noticed that the ending is rather predictable, and while this might be the case, the combination of the dramatic score, the performances, and the heartfelt dialogue had the film end in a very satisfying and fitting end. And while the majority of the film is written very well, there are some pieces of dialogue that seems to be out of place, and this is one of my few complaints about this film. One good example is seeing the scene where Nina and other dancers are practicing with their instructor. After practicing a routine, the dance instructor randomly asks one of the male dancers, "Tell me, would you fuck her?" Considering that he was shouting out directions just a moment ago, I found it to be really out of place. Similarly, there are some scenes where comedic relief is crowbarred into the dialogue, and which seemed really inconsistent with the tone. Overall, despite the fact that I've been commenting on how creepy and unsettling the film is, it doesn't mean that I didn't like the film. In fact, this is one of my favorite movies this year. And even considering some of the inconsistent dialogue and predictability of the plot, the craftsmanship and the combination of the direction and the performances make this film work. And combining with a suspenseful tone, superb acting, and some brilliant dance scenes, it is quite a remarkable film. And if you're a fan of the genre, I definitely suggest you checking it out, especially when the film goes on a wide release this Friday. So if you get a chance to see this film, I would like to know what you thought of it, and leave it in the comments, and thank you for watching.